we got some really subtle hints that Champa is incoming. Champa is out there somewhere and he is destroying planets. So that was the foreshadowing that we got. In the beginning of this episode, the guys were talking about how planets were being destroyed, but they didn't know how. They didn't know who or what was destroying these planets. So the thing is that at first they were like, okay, it could be Betas-san. But the thing is that Betas is sleeping in planet Betas. So there is no way that that could be Betas. He's sleeping, he's sound asleep, like always resting. He's gonna probably be resting for another like 30 years. Although I do feel like he's gonna wake up very soon because of things that will happen. Somebody's gonna wake him up. But what the hint is that Champa is destroying planets. I mean, yes, the gods of destructions are not the only ones who can destroy planets. But the way in which the planets are being destroyed, it seems like only a god can do that. And Champa being another god of destruction from Universe 6. And if you've read the manga, so make sure you watch my video on chapter 5. The manga is way ahead and Champa's already in the show. So it's a little foreshadowing how they're bringing Champa in, which is nice. Let's talk about this episode. So starting off with the episode, when I saw Whis, he was like looking at Vegeta. And he was like, looking at his chest, his butt, his legs, and he was just checking him out, checking Vegeta out. Now, I know what you can say. You can say, oh man, Whis, he likes Vegeta, but I really don't think that's what it is. I think he saw Vegeta. Not only did he see that he was working hard, but that wasn't it. His physique, his physical body of Vegeta is very toned, is very strong. Like, he has the potential of a god. Now, I know in the movie, Whis did offer the position of a god to Goku, but that wasn't done in the show. He didn't say, Goku, if you want to be a god of destruction, and then Vegeta's going like, oh, no, blah, blah. No, that didn't happen in the anime, Dragon Ball Super. But the twist, which didn't happen in the movie, but it's happening here, is that Whis offered, he made an offer to Vegeta. He said, I'll train you, but you have to become a god of destruction. That's interesting. That is very interesting that people like Vegeta and maybe even Goku have the attention of the gods and of the big boss. Because you can argue that Whis, being he is the martial arts instructor for Betas, we know that he's stronger than Betas. So, I mean, the fact that he, the strongest being in the universe, is offering you a job to become the god of destruction, that's insane. So, Vegeta, props to you. I do feel that is foreshadowing the fact that Vegeta will surpass Goku, or at least match him, without having to go through the ritual of 5 people. He will achieve the god form somehow, or the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan, which is now officially named Super Saiyan Blue on Dragon Ball manga. So, the Dragon Ball Super manga, Dragon Ball Choi. So I do think that's what's gonna happen. And I would like to see Vegeta, I think not Goku, because Goku is too pure-hearted. He's a pure being. But Vegeta definitely has the potential to become a god of destruction. I mean, he would love the job. And it's so fitting for a prince. You go from being the prince of all Saiyans to being the god of destruction of the universe 7. That's pretty insane. I do think that is eventually gonna happen. And I think it's foreshadowing that maybe at the end of the series of Dragon Ball, which could be like hundreds of episodes into the future, maybe something's gonna happen where Betis gets killed or something in Universe 6, and then they go back to Universe 7, and then Vegeta becomes the god of destruction. Man, that would be an epic foreshadowing, and what an epic ending to an epic character if he ultimately becomes the god of destruction. So let me know in the comments below, you fanboys, if you ship this, if you think that this can potentially happen, if you like the idea or the theory that because Whis offered him the job, potentially Vegeta could become the god of destruction. I think it's a fitting title for the Prince of All Saiyans. I really do, knowing Vegeta. So that was interesting to see. But what was fun, the most fun part about this episode was honestly the fact that Vegeta was being all goofy. And I mean, what wouldn't he do to get what he wants? It's kind of, and that's where him and Bulma are very similar. You can say, oh, you know, they're not a good couple, but honestly, Who else is gonna wanna be with Bulma? Well, I'm sure lots of people. She's kind of like a little annoying, a little pain in the ass. But Vegeta's the same thing. So, and they both do whatever it takes to get what they want. Bulma getting that protection by giving food to Whis. And it's funny because she says in the beginning, like, you're gonna protect me and Trunks, right? She's not even worried about Vegeta because he can take care of himself. But Vegeta, what wouldn't he do so he can become a pupil? He'll do anything, man. He'll cook eggs that he's never cooked before. He'll do whatever it takes, which is pretty freaking funny. So I really enjoyed seeing Vegeta, kind of like episode 2, just seeing him being goofy, and oh man, this is a nice Vegeta. We need to see more of him. What's interesting is that whenever Vegeta is thinking to himself, his form of meditating is always being on top of some huge structure when it's raining and the conditions are hard, and he's like just staring to the sky and just thinking to himself, oh, Kakarot, Goku, I need to surpass you. So that was also interesting to see. And he's just trying to control his ki, which is interesting because Whis tells him, you have the potential to surpass Goku easily, to become a god of destruction. But your problem is your ki, the way you're not controlling your ki properly. And he was pretty much exerting ki earlier in the episode. It wasn't like he was fighting with other beings, or he was in a hyperbolic time chamber, or up in space in a spaceship battling lasers. No, he was exerting his ki. He was trying to control his ki, which is funny that Whis mentioned that later. So definitely in the eyes of the gods, Vegeta, it's a high-profile person. Now, another thing that I liked was the interaction between Krillin, Goku, and Android 18. The whole thing about Android 18 and Krillin was just totally not well developed. It was just totally random. Yes, Krillin liked her. She became human, and like, but it just kind of it was forced on you. There was no development. We never really got to see them growing together and bonding. But there was a slight, subtle hint of that relationship that they have when Android 18 was taking care of Krillin, and she kind of just looked at him and she just like smiled, and he just held that pose for like 2 seconds. Very subtle, no words, but you can clearly see the type of relationship that Krillin and Android 18 have. And even Krillin going as far as to saying, like, it would be nice to be a fighter, but I can't give up my job as a dad. Like, that's the best job in the world, being that. So it is confirmed, Krillin is not gonna be epic. Yeah, Krillin is gonna stay a dad. Android 18 is probably gonna stay a dad. Now we also have Gohan, who's gonna become a father. And I mean, the question is he gonna become a hero? Is he gonna be training again? And that's my biggest worry, that a lot of these characters are falling behind where Goku and Vegeta are just surpassing them. Worlds difference in power. And it just gets worse and worse and worse in that sense, where these two characters are so OP compared to the rest of the cast. I mean, Piccolo, you have Krillin. These are guys from Dragon Ball. These are people from the Dragon Ball series, okay? Not just Dragon Ball Z, but Dragon Ball. They're some of the oldest A-list characters, AAA characters on the list. And the fact that they're just insignificant at this point is just a little bit sad. Now, Piccolo still has his merits, but Krillin just seems like he's out of the game. And I mean, he's just there to be a character, which is sad to see. I really want to see more of these other characters. Maybe when they get the giant Super Dragon Balls, maybe when they go to Universe 6, they'll be stronger. I don't know. Think of something, Toriyama. Think of something. So I really dig that. And just skimming through the episode, seeing the flashback between Krillin and Goku, oh man, that was beautiful. I'm not quite sure whether they used old footage and kind of repurposed it or reanimated or remastered it, but it was still really nice to see. So the comedy aspect of this episode was Dragon Ball comedy. So unless you like Dragon Ball comedy, you wouldn't like it. But skimming through the episode, those are pretty much all the points I wanted to cover. And the next episode seems like it's gonna be more laid back, like a filler episode. You gotta get used to it. Dragon Ball is not all about action and fighting. Sometimes there are gonna be filler episodes, and next episode seems like a filler. Let me know in the comments below what was your favorite moments of this episode, and what do you think about the theory of Vegeta becoming a god of destruction. I'll see you guys in the next video.